In this video, we'll discuss how common and pervasive use of Urdu words and expressions are in day-to-day language of the people in North India in general. So we are not looking at written material at all, but the spoken form. We will see how Urdu is used by people who may not claim to be Urdu speakers. The take-home message is that Urdu has influenced other languages it came in contact with. One of the reasons for this is that Urdu was not confined to a particular region, but was more like a lingua franca used by people of different geographical regions. And it was used to communicate between people from different parts of India. Let me start with a personal experience. The other day, I was in the civil court premises in Bihar regarding a civil suit related to an ancestral land. While waiting for someone, I overheard a conversation. An advocate or a lawyer saying, "Wakil sahab, aaj peshkar nahi aaye hain." This conversation was happening in a rural setting where the language of the talk was actually Hindi. The person speaking the sentence wasn't Muslim, nor was he his audience. Let's look at his sentence from a linguistic point of view. The first two words, wakil and sahab, are Urdu words of Arabic origin. The word peshkar, which was pronounced as peskar, is also an Urdu word of Persian origin. It is made up of the word pesh, which means to put forward, and kar, it's a suffix. So pesh means to put forth something, and kar means someone who does something as a job. Remember the unit on morphology in which we discussed how words are created. There are other words with the suffix kar in it as well. The word for artist in Urdu is fankar. So fun, and you add the suffix kar to it. Guess the meanings of the word qalamkar and musiqar. You guessed it right. Qalamkar is a writer, and a musiqar is a musician. So out of the 7 words in the sentence, 3 of them are Urdu words, which are used in standard Urdu as well. The person who said this was not a scholar of Urdu. An ordinary person who speaks a local language, not even a language, but actually a dialect such as Vajjika or Magahi, and has learned Hindi in school. His language has influence of Urdu. This is how pervasive and common Urdu is. If you closely look at land-related official documents written in the Devanagari script or in Hindi language in North India, you will see how deep the roots of Urdu are. Some time ago, I posted on the social media a few lines of a sale deed written in Hindi showing the number of Urdu words. You can see the profound impact Urdu has had on many Indian languages. And this happened because of the long-term contact. Remember, we talked about contact in the beginning of the course. The long-term contact between Indian languages and Persian and Arabic have led to this kind of borrowing of Urdu words into many other languages. Now, if you would like to review, please review the unit in which we discussed language contact. So is the use of Urdu limited only to the court or matters related to the court? Not really. Even day-to-day language in North India is full of Urdu words. Take a look at the official public sign posted on Twitter by Shobha Day. The message is, "Sharab pina sakht mana hai." And this is placed in front of a building by a government agency. Now this short message has 3 Urdu words, sharab, which is from Arabic, sakht, and mana. Now sharab in Urdu means alcoholic drink. In Arabic, however, it just means any drink. Sakht means hard or strictly. And mana is an Arabic word which means prohibited. If you try to replace these words in this sentence with some other words, it will become very difficult to understand for ordinary Hindi and Urdu speakers. Now let's look at another headline from a Hindi magazine called Sarita. The headline reads, "Kam ya zyada sharab peena hai janleva." In this headline written in Hindi, in a Hindi magazine, the headline is actually Urdu. Let's look at the Urdu words here. Kam is of Persian origin. Ziyada is of Arabic origin. And Sharab is of Arabic origin as well. Now, Jan in Janleva is Persian. If we wrote this headline in Urdu, it will be Urdu without any doubts. You don't need to make any changes. Now, this is to show that even, Hindi and many other North Indian languages have elements of Urdu. Another example would be if you go to the hospital in North India and listen to the conversation between Hindi-speaking patients and doctors, you will find quite a lot of Urdu words in their conversation. For example, the word Mareez. Mareez means patient. Do you know that it's from Arabic actually? Not many people would know, and there's no need to know as well. I mean, we do. Another word you will hear is ilaj, which is treatment, which is also an Arabic origin word. And if you go and see a doctor, the doctor might give you some medicine, right? And that is called ilaj or dawa or dawai, right? So the medicine is called dawa or dawai. The word is of Arabic origin. Some other words that you might hear in the hospital, for example, qabziyat, which is a constipation, also from Arabic origin. Khorak, sometimes people lose appetite and the doctor might say, tumhari khorak achhi nahi hai. The word khorak is of Persian origin. Now, how common these words have become. So these words are taken from a day-to-day conversation in a hospital, and they show the influence of Arabic and Persian. So remember how powerful the contact was. Now, how common these Urdu words are become even more clear when you see that the Arabic word ilaj is actually used in Hindi newspapers with the Sanskrit suffix rat, and I found it really interesting. And I found the word ilaj rat, so something like wo अस्पताल में इलाजरत हैं, meaning they are under treatment. So this is similar to the example that we discussed earlier about phaldar or samajdar, where the samaj and phal are of Sanskrit origin and dar is of Persian origin. Here we see ilaj is of Arabic origin, but the suffix is of Sanskrit origin. So if you were to go for some tests in the hospital, you will come across many more Urdu words. For example, khoon, meaning blood, of Persian origin. Khoon jaanch karwa lijiye. Or peshab, which is also Persian origin. Pakhana for stool is also Persian origin. So all of these tests that you do, you actually use Urdu words without ever realizing that you're using Urdu words. You will come across many more Urdu words as you go around the hospital. There used to be a zacha bacha department in many hospitals, meaning neonatal ward for mothers and their newborn babies. While the first word zacha, which means a woman who has just delivered her baby, is not as common as it was before, but the word bacha is still widely used. And nobody even thinks that this is an Urdu word of Persian origin. If you hear khorak, appetite, is not good, the doctor may give you some medicine to be taken subah sham and ask you to do some parhez. So khorak, subh, sham and parhez are all Urdu words. And people use them without ever realizing that they are using words of Persian and Arabic origin that are widely used in Urdu. This is a headline from Dainik Jagran, one of the most popular Hindi newspapers in North India. The headline says, सब्जियों का रेट देखकर खरीदने की हिम्मत दे रही है जवाब, इन आसान तरीक़ों से दे सकते हैं महंगाई को मात. Now let's look at the words used in this headline. Sabzi is Urdu of Persian origin. Kharid is Urdu of Persian origin from the verb kharidan. Himmat is Urdu of Arabic origin. Jawab is Urdu of Arabic origin as well. Asan is Urdu of Persian origin. Tariqo is Urdu of Arabic origin from the word tariqa. And mat is Urdu of Persian origin. So if you look at the headline, basically what you find is that this is all Urdu. There is an interesting phenomenon of Persian words being Urduized according to Urdu verb forms. So kharidna is a good example of that. In Persian, it is kharidan, which means to buy. In Urdu, the verbal or the verb marking suffix na, which we use in jana, khana, pina, bolna, has been attached to the Persian root kharid. So we have Persian root to which Sanskrit origin suffix has been added. This is similar to many other words such as sharmana. Now, the word sharm is from Persian. But what we have done is we have added ana, which is of Sanskrit origin, and created the verb form sharmana, like jana or khana. Similarly, you can also find many other examples like this. And we have actually talked about similar phenomenon in morphology. This phenomenon actually shows how close and deep and long-lasting the linguistic contact was between Indian languages and Persian. As a final point, let's look at Bhojpuri language, a language that is spoken in eastern part of Uttar Pradesh and Bihar. Bhojpuri language is spoken by a large number of people from Bihar and eastern UP, and also diaspora, by the way. So there are a lot of people outside of India who speak Bhojpuri as well. The famous journalist Ravish Kumar, who is a winner of Raman Magsaysay Award for journalism, is a native speaker of Bhojpuri. So is the singer Neha Rathore. Let's look at this news headline from the news portal khabarbhojpuri.com. The name of the portal itself contains an Urdu word of Arabic origin, khabar. The headline contains many more Urdu words. Khushkhabri, meaning good news, is a mix of Arabic and Persian. So khush, we have discussed it before, is Persian, and khabar is Arabic. Similarly, the headline also has buzurg, which is of Persian origin. It also has a word fasla, which is of Arabic origin. So you see, even in Bhojpuri, the headline contains a lot of Urdu words. Now, the writer is not a Muslim, and his audience is also not Muslims only. It's a Bhojpuri-speaking people at large. Yet, we see 3 Urdu words in a very short headline. So what do we conclude from these examples above? That Urdu words and expressions are quite deeply ingrained in the linguistic architecture of not only Urdu, but actually spoken languages in North India. In fact, it is very difficult to say something that has a high communicative value, meaning that it can be understood by a large number of people without using common Urdu words. This dictum has been executed nowhere better than in Bollywood. Any film can be taken as an example. I would like to use a clip that's going viral on social media, and it is being used as status and ringtones by smartphone users. This is a short dialogue delivered by the famous actor Rajkumar in the film Surya from 1989. So it's an old film. Rajkumar plays a collector called Rajpal Chauhan. So the character that he's playing in the film is not a Muslim character either. The fact that this dialogue is circulating as ringtones 30 years after it was made shows how popular it is. Now, this is the dialogue. Note the Urdu words in this short sentence. Actually, it is written in Urdu. Hasiyat, which means status, is of Arabic origin. Zamindar, which means landlord, is of Persian origin. Subah is of Arabic origin. Salam, which means greetings, is of Arabic origin. Haveli, which means a bungalow, a large house with a lawn and everything, is of Arabic origin. In this short dialogue, you see how common and pervasive Urdu words are. Time to wrap up. So in this lecture, we have discussed how Urdu is used even by people who may not actually claim to speak Urdu. We have seen Urdu in places that are not places where one would expect to find Urdu being used. We have seen how Urdu words are used in law courts, Hindi magazines, and newspapers from North India. The texts we looked at were written in Hindi and Bhojpuri using the Devanagari script, not the traditional Urdu script. It makes me think that Dagh Dehlvi, one of the famous poets of the 19th century, wasn't actually completely wrong when he said, Urdu hai jiska naam hum hi jante hain daagh, sare jahan mein dhoom hamari zaban ki hai.